Good morning or good afternoon. It's late. Good afternoon, guys. I'm sorry. I was having so much fun today. I was shopping. I went to Sephora and then I went to Ulta. Holy crap, you guys. I have never been to Ulta. I was amazed. I am so excited. I got a new palette for my eyeballs. And I found out that a new Too Faced, excuse me, hold on. A new Too Faced palette is coming out next week. Yay! And that's about all I did today. Just shopping. Trying to spend money. Wasn't very successful. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so later tonight, we're going to do Fundy Saturday night. We're going to do a whole, couple hours of just, watching Fundy stuff. But I wanted to do a shorter one and introduce you to Paul and Morgan, who are terrible human beings. They're super, super, super conservative fundamentalists in the evangelical world. They are right on par with the despicableness of Girl Defined, but this channel actually has a guy that is equal. It is probably more terrible. Paul is very problematic. Morgan is very judgmental, and they say things like, we're not judging you guys, but we're judging. And this week, if you don't pay attention to the Fundy world like I do, you won't know, but the Super Bowl was last weekend. And on the Super Bowl, there was all of these dancing moves, right? During the halftime show, because we had Shakira and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, performing, which was amazing, by the way. I thought they did a really great job. Two women with Latina descent, one from J-Lo, obviously her parents are Puerto Rican, and Colombiana, Miss Shakira, who is also part Lebanese. And both of them have incorporated their Latina heritage and, for Shakira, her Middle Eastern heritage into her dancing. Shakira, if you're not familiar, has had some crossover in the United States, but for the most part is a humongous star in the Latin music world. She has sold millions and millions of copies of records. She is a world famous superstar. She looks phenomenal. She is 43 years old. She has been my number one girl crush for 2 decades. I absolutely love her music. I was a Spanish major, so I was super excited to see her performing. And she has always incorporated belly dancing into her music and into her dancing because of her father's heritage from Lebanon. She also did a typical Middle Eastern thing where it's a term of delight where I can't even describe it. It's like a movement with their tongue, and a lot of people were talking about that, thinking that it was horrific, right? Because she was being sexual, but she really wasn't. It's a excitement notification that's used in parts of the in the Arabic world, I guess, those that speak the Arabic language, right? You'll hear it a lot if you watch the news in those areas. Anyways, so Shakira was dancing and wearing nothing too provocative. I mean, she had, her little shaky stuff on, and she showed her belly. Holy crap, right? If I looked as good as Shakira I'm 2 years younger than her, so if I looked as good as she did at 43, you better believe I would be on national TV shaking my booty maker and looking like Shakira, okay? And then J-Lo did her stuff where she danced, and J-Lo again comes from a Latina background. If you're not familiar with the Latin music world, there is a humongous dance, they have lots of different dances. Primarily salsa would be in the world of Puerto Rico, but Colombia has all these different sort of native cultural dances that they do that are very just a lot of hips, right? And it's not necessarily trying to be a certain way, it's just their culture, right? And if you're a fan of Latin music like I am, you know that when you're listening to that kind of music, you want to shake your hips, because that's the kind, it's designed to get you up and have fun. And I thought the two did a wonderful job. people were outraged because they thought they were like gyrating and doing all kinds of crazy stuff and being crazy, which I'm like, why? Literally, Lady Gaga 2 years ago or 3 years ago wore less than both of these women combined. Beyonce's done it. I mean, freaking Madonna's done it. Is every single year going to be a mass hysteria? This year, I think particularly, in my opinion, and this is just coming from my point of view, because these two women are of Latina descent, I don't think it's just about the fact that they're doing dances that they don't like. I think they don't understand. I think a lot of these people are undercover, not understanding. I'll be very nice in my statements, but I think they're being a little racist, because if you know anything about these women's backgrounds, you would know that what they're dancing and how they're dancing is how they dance in their cultures. So all of them are, but people can't stand it because, God forbid, two amazing, beautiful women go dancing, and all the fundies have been going crazy about it this past few weeks. So let's watch. I've downloaded Paul and Morgan's despicable video. Hold on a second. Where did I put? We're gonna watch it together, and you can listen to how outraged Paul was about what was on the Super Bowl.
Come across like we're super judgmental or we're attacking these people.
Thanks for support.
Not really watched it. He glanced up like 2 times. 2020.
Wowzer! Wowzer!
Oh, brother. A disclaimer, Paul has not really watched it. He glanced up like 2 times and quickly removed his eyeballs and out of his head.
Okay, so he's gonna do. They're gonna spend all this time talking about this, you guys, but they didn't. He admits that he didn't even watch it. It's funny how you can have a lot of opinions when you didn't even watch something.
Oh, guys, we don't want to come across like we're super judgmental or we're attacking these people. Like, the Shakira and J-Lo aren't claiming to be super solid Christians, so like...
That's not true. They both actually claim to be Christians. These two love to say that kind of crap. They're not claiming to be Christians. They're not really Christian. Just because they don't follow your brand of Christianity doesn't make them less Christian, Paul and Morgan. I'm pretty sure they both are Catholic, Christian. I know they both have faith.
Like,
to our knowledge.
What can you expect, first of all? But also, like, we want to come at this with grace and with kindness, but also kind of like lay it out there for you all and share just our thoughts and opinions.
Grace and kindness are never in these two's vocabulary. They're never graceful and they're never kind in their judginess. Okay? Just so you know.
So that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
So, Franklin Graham posted something on Facebook that was really good. You guys can read it and let us know what you think about it. I thought it was really good. But basically, posted something on Facebook that...
Let's just pause that. It says, I don't expect the world to act like the church, but our country has a sense of moral decency on primetime television in order to protect children. I'm not sure what the children need to be protected from. Good dancing? We see that disappearing before our eyes. It was demonstrated tonight at the Pepsi Super Bowl halftime show with millions of children watching. This exhibition was Pepsi showing young girls the sexual exploitation of women is okay.
It was really good. You guys can read it and let us know what you think about it. I thought it was really good. But basically, like, when J-Lo and Shakira get on stage, like, it's going to be a sex show. Like...
Ooh.
I don't know about that, you guys. I didn't feel that. I felt like these girls are dancing up a storm, and they are hot.
I think it's safe to say that both J-Lo and Shakira, their appeal, in a sense, is sex appeal. That's what they've chosen to put out there.
Their skimpy little outfits, the way they dance, like, it is very sexual. And I don't want to hear from anyone.
No, that's not true. See, Shakira, if you're not familiar with her, I am a humongous Shakira fan. And Miss Kasari in chat says, Shakira has been telling us our hips don't lie since circa 2005. What are these folks expecting Sunday Mass? Touche. This girl has so much talent. She writes all of her own music, plays her own instruments. She is has an amazing range in her vocals. She is beyond talented, and I would think it's like ridiculous to state that her whole thing is about being a symbol of, lust for men. She is literally a female performer that like empowers her and shows her art. She's an artist. They both are. Let them be.
In the comments that they are not dancing in a sexual way, or that it's not on purpose, that's just the way dance is. Like, you can dance in a non-sexual way and it's still be very beautiful and very whatever, amazing.
I really wish she would have just like stopped right there and shown me how she would have danced in the traditional like styles that of belly dancing and of like salsa and different types of dance that they incorporate in this, so that it would be more appropriate for her eyeballs. I didn't see a lot of like over the topness at all in their dancing, but that's just me. I've seen way worse.
Yeah, we're for dancing. We believe dancing can be pure and beautiful and awesome.
Yeah, but they took it to a whole nother level, and I mean, honestly, like, it's not that different from like when Lady Gaga performed or when Beyonce performed. Like, it's always a sexual thing. I think that they did take it to a little bit of another level, or just maybe it was just because like J-Lo and Shakira are kind of known as sex symbols in this world.
You had Jennifer Lopez and Shakira up on stage, gyrating, hip thrusting, pole dancing. I mean, just the gamut.
Okay, so the pole dancing, by the way, that Jennifer Lopez did wasn't even like over the top. To be honest, pole dancing as a whole is becoming mainstream, and it's not just for women that do dancing at the gentlemen's clubs. Plenty of women now and men are doing pole dancing as a like expression because it's an incredible workout. One of my best friends from college does it, and this girl is ripped. They have classes that teach you how to do it. Jennifer was fully dressed when she was on it. She didn't do anything over the top. She literally just like was parallel, showing you how strong she is while she was up on a pole. My God.
Saw that they were going to be doing the halftime show. I was immediately disappointed because I knew what to expect. So I was, in my mind, I'm just not going to watch this at all. When it actually came on, I was doing some writing for the first half of the Super Bowl. I know, lame. But I glanced up just to see, like, maybe they'll just be singing. Obviously, that's foolish for me to think that.
Maybe they'll just be standing there in a beautiful black dress.
A beautiful, modest black dress. So yeah, it was exactly what I anticipated. So I think a few points, Morgan, that we wanted to bring out of this rather than just be those two guys who are like, we're so appalled that...
Those two guys. He's literally standing there with his wife, and he's like, those two guys. And you guys, this is the weird thing about Morgan and Paul. These two claim to be married, but I don't see any chemistry between the two of them. They often appear more like a brother and a sister to me. I'm not convinced they even really like each other because they're so busy judging everyone. I don't even know like why Morgan picked this guy because he's so terrible, but maybe she's equally as terrible. I have no idea. Ugh.
American culture. The first point I wanted to bring up is, it's not like this is just happening in a club somewhere. This is easily one of the biggest, if not the biggest, televised event in America, and we have this as the halftime show. I just think that's indicative of kind of the desensitized culture that we in America live in and overall across the globe, and it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Why is it sad? Why is it sad that two women, one who just turned 50, by the way, who have rockin' bodies, who have amazing dance moves, have any of you forgotten that Jennifer Lopez is a literally professionally trained dancer? She has been doing the dance scene ever since In Living Color was on, remember? She's a maniac when she dances. She is such a good dancer.
Think about that being on in so many homes, in so many Christian homes, so many kids running around and glancing up and seeing that and just thinking that this is normal.
Yeah.
Today it just seems like there's so much pride this, pride that, pride in having 2 women up there, pride in having 2 Latinos up there. And, that's fine. Like, 2 Latinos, cool, like, great.
Oh, you guys, this is my pet peeve with this. First of all, so we should be proud that 2 amazingly talented women who are of Latina descent, they are not Latinos. In the Spanish language, we do not call women, when talking about 2 women, Latinos. We would call them Latinas. I can't stand this. I was like, oh my God, he's so stupid. He doesn't even know that he's misgendering them, because he's basically saying like, these 2 women, these 2 men. I mean, he literally just called them 2 men. God, he's so stupid.
But that, I just feel like even in the Christian circles, cultural pride, gender pride is kind of overshadowing like kingdom, like godliness, Christianity, and us Christians, like, Christianity needs to be at the forefront.
No, see, what's the problem with Paul is that Paul loves to be in charge, and he is the alpha, and he is like always got to remind everyone on all of his videos, like, oh my God, tonight we're going to do a video about like what Christian guys, we'll do one of his Christian guys videos, and you'll see how disgusting he is. If this is your first introduction to Paul and Morgan, welcome to their idiocy or idiocracy. But he is obsessed with being like the man, and like any way that a woman would like overshadow, he has to like remind, diminish, push away. So, God forbid women be excited that they see 2 women who are representing a minority in the United States, but a ethnic majority in Miami, which is what I thought was amazing. The city of Miami has a higher percentage of Latino population than than the rest of the state of Florida. They have more people of Hispanic descent in Miami than they have of white people. So it's amazing that the Super Bowl would like pay homage to that very rich cultural tradition that exists in that city.
Not that we're so happy that it's 2 women or 2 Latinos or 2 anything, If what they're doing, if what they're broadcasting is ungodly, why would we be taking pride in that?
Yeah, and it's sad because you do see, I personally have seen just people that I follow on Instagram posting like little clips of the halftime show, just being like so proud of these women, so proud of these Latinos, like, and I'm just like, why? Why are you proud?
She was like not a fundie at one point. She actually was like a secular girl, and then she met Paul and decided to become a fundie. So I just find her super hypocritical. She also has a ton of tattoos, which I can't believe is even allowed by Paul. Like, oh my God, her face. And if you haven't been watching, this is Paul and Morgan, and they are best friends with Girl Defined.
Because they're up on stage looking like they're having sex on a stage, like for millions and millions of people to watch, see?
I didn't see anybody doing that on stage, by the way. Not anybody. Not even close.
I'm thinking. That is my question. What is the Lord thinking? Are they honoring the Father with their bodies? No, they're not. And are you? And that's another thing. Like I said, they're not Christians. So
are you honoring the Father by putting all that toxic ink and defrauding your skin, Morgan, by having tattoos? Are you honoring the Father by having all your tattoos?
Okay, whatever. But you Christians who are watching it and supporting it and posting it on Instagram, encouraging people to get on and watch this, like, are you all honoring the Father with what you are watching, with what you are promoting?
A few tweets that I saw pop up after the performance. You had Jeb Bush actually tweeting best Super Bowl halftime show ever.
Why, Jeb?
You're
a married man, Jeb.
You got...
I'm sorry. That's actually kind of cool that Jeb would say that, because he's super conservative and he's also a Catholic. And, like, his family is devout Christian. Like, go Jeb.
Anka, who's Nick Jonas's wife, DAMN. That halftime show, incredible to see such powerful women coming together for such an incredible performance. Shakira, you were so fierce. J-Lo, I have no words. We are not worthy. Incredible. And I think that's just that tweet is indicative of what we're talking about. You got LeBron James, Shakira and J-Lo was amazing, fantastic halftime show. Kim Kardashian West, they really shut it down. Congrats on that amazing Super Bowl halftime show, Shakira and J-Lo.
Which again, like none of those people are really claiming to be Christians or.
That's completely not true. All of the people that they read tweets from, I think except for Nick Jonas's wife, who I believe the Jonas brothers are Jewish, but I don't know what Priyanka is in terms of her faith. But the rest of the people that they listed, Kim Kardashian is Christian. They freaking go to church and talk about it constantly. Hell, her husband's starting a church. LeBron James went to Catholic high school. He's definitely of faith. Jeb Bush talks about his Catholic faith all the time. So they are claiming to be Christian. They're just not the brand of Christianity you guys like.
If they are.
So yeah, once again, it's just indicative of American culture. So we as Christians, are we stooping down and blending in with that culture to where we're just fitting in? You can't tell a difference between us and between, the people that are tweeting these things, or are we looking different? Because the Bible says we're in the world but not of the world, and that we should look different.
Yeah.
So are we setting an example of light and righteousness? And when I was doing my work at Whole Foods, a guy was sitting next to me and he was
He would totally work at Whole Foods, by the way. I don't think he was actually working at Whole Foods, but here's where Paul's going to show you about how much better he is. Because when Paul is out in public, he has to remind everyone about how much better, morally superior he is, as well as how judgy bad you are, okay?
commenting on the halftime show, and he was kind of nudging me and saying, hey, check that out. Like, look how awesome their dancing is. And I had to look a little weird and say, hey, bro, I'm protecting my eyes. Are we...
Nike! 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 That's what the Duggars say whenever they see someone. He has to protect his eyes. Protect his eyes from what? An amazing dance show and beautiful women? Is it going to make you think lustful thoughts? Oh, the humanity. If you have to guard your eyeballs from this kind of stuff, you have a very shallow and not very sturdy relationship with your wife, because a married man can look at another woman and not cheat or feel like he's cheating.
And be like, hey, I'm totally fine with watching this. I'm totally fine with watching the Super Bowl halftime show, and I don't get convicted at all. I'm totally fine with watching Game of Thrones. I'm just saying, like, you might want to examine, the Bible says, examine yourself to see if you're found in the faith. There's a place for that.
Yeah.
Oh, so we had to throw in Game of Thrones because they get freaky deaky on that show. I see. God forbid we show a little nip.
And I know that I'm coming off kind of serious and intense, and I just, I don't know. I think that it is a serious thing. I think that we as a group of people, as people claiming to walk with the Lord, are really failing, and we're messing up in a lot of ways, and we're allowing the world to mold us instead of us molding the world to look more like Christ. The Bible...
Okay, first of all, I'm pretty sure back when Jesus was born and, living on the world, people probably wore a lot less. Hell, men were wearing, robes, serious robes. They didn't wear pants back then. So this whole idea that by dancing, they're somehow defrauding everyone else and, making men think bad thoughts. God forbid they say a woman's beautiful. I mean, what the hell? If you spend all of your time and energy worried about, sex, it becomes your whole identity. It's not that big of a deal. Imagine being this outraged by everything in life. Do you think they ever enjoy life, or are they always outraged?
It says that the path to heaven is very small and fewer people are going to make it to heaven. And so, it's really time to get serious. It's time to wake up.
And the last thing I'll say is...
You guys, only a tiny fraction of you believers will actually go to heaven. And if you don't do what Morgan and Paul are doing, because they're legalistic and they believe they have to create, check the box and follow all the rules, even though, by the way, I might be an atheist, I do know that Christ died for your sins, and by dying for your sins, there are no rules to getting into heaven other than love Jesus, love like yourself, and treat your neighbors, or Love Jesus above anyone else, right? Love him, accept him into your life, and love your neighbors as though you love yourself, and be kind to people. That's it. And all this other stuff about sin is really just everyone does it, which is why he was crucified. My goodness. It's like they live in the Old Testament.
Guys, there was kids up there on that stage during the sexual dancing. There's kids running around in all the homes looking up and seeing that on their TV. There's kids, getting on social media and seeing people that they admire praising this performance. What kind of example are we being to the kids whose minds are so moldable?
Oh my
God.
God.
Responsibility. So,
Yeah.
let's
I
take that
say
responsibility
girl-
seriously. There was our opinions, our thoughts on the Super Bowl, but please comment below. Let's keep the discussion going. We're open to other thoughts.
Yeah, no, they're never open to other thoughts. So they talk about some other crap that I'm not interested in talking about in this video, but this is my introduction to Morgan and Paul, the two most disgusting couple. I just cannot stand these two. They are so terrible. They're so judgmental. Paul's stuff with his guy friends is so bad. We're going to watch some of that tonight. And I do think it's important that with people, they have a large platform. They have 126,000 subscribers. They've done some collaborations with Girl Defined, who has 151,000 subscribers. I actually just got a notification from Bethany and Kristen, because I'm on their email list now. Yay! That Paul and Morgan are going to be at their conference this summer, talking with them. Yay! These are the toxic, this is just, there's a lot of Christians out there that just don't feel like this. And I feel like these kinds of people represent a very narrow scope of individuals, and it's the antithesis of what the person that they say that they love, Jesus, would actually do, because Jesus would not be wasting his time saying these things and judging people for doing these things. He had other fish to fry. Okay? So if you're this outraged about what dancing is, I'd hate to see, what real outrage would look like for these people. It's ridiculous. All right, you guys. Airwaves says, if God gave us free will and choice, this isn't constantly interfering with others' thoughts and actions actually against their own religion. Exactly. Every person has free will if you are a Christian. Okay, I almost want to go to the conference dressed in rainbows just to piss them off. Oh my God, I would so do it. I was actually like, oh my God, who would come to me? Who wants to crash it? But it's like 3 days of having to listen to Bethany. Ugh. All right, so later tonight, we are going to do a full thing with Fundy Saturday night. I'm going to do some Jill Rodriguez. I've got a weird, creepy video about homeschooling. I'm going to do a Girl Defined Morgan and Paul collaboration. And then I'm going to try to find something older, maybe with the Duggars or something. If you have fundies that you like and you want me to cover on the channel, just drop the information below. Tell me if there's a video you want me to show. Tonight we'll probably do a couple hours of it, so we'll have fun. All right, I'll be back in a little while. Bye. Nike, Nike, Nike.